Hey guys, we're gonna jump right into this list because I know you guys are interested in it. So this is a list for the top 5 lures in Alberta for catching fish. We're not here listing the top 5 trophy lures. We're not here trying to catch you guys the biggest fish in Alberta. We're just here to make sure you guys can load your tackle box up with the right stuff going to any body of water in Alberta. So this list is for parents that are taking their kids and they want to make sure that they can actually catch fish, because Mason knows it's boring when we don't have them. We're not catching fish. So we want to make sure that you guys are loaded with the right stuff in Alberta. This list is also for people visiting Alberta, and let's say they're going fishing or going with their family to somewhere for a wedding or something, or they're just traveling through and they want to go fishing with their kids, but they want to know what to bring. So this list is also for them, and it's also for the advanced angler that's trying to stay up to times, trying to make sure they have the right stuff in their tackle box, and they want to see if anything has changed in the recent years, and they want to make sure that they're, you know, bringing the right stuff. So let's jump right into it. The first lure we have on the list, it is, here, let me hold it. It is a Jig Head. This is a Jig Head. This is a white Jig Head with red eyes. And what these are used for is for exactly as it said, jigging. And so you tie your line through there, you hook your bait on, and we prefer when we're fishing in Alberta is minnows. And you can get them at a lot of local gas stations. If you're in Alberta, if you see a Husky, generally they have them. Some Essos have them. Lots of the rural towns will have bait fridges, and you can obviously get them at your Cabela's in Edmonton, or there's a few gas stations that you can find them at. They usually have bait fridges with minnows and worms and smelts and stuff, but we always stick to the minnows. And these are our top 5th favorite lure fishing in Alberta. It'll catch you essentially anything in Alberta, really. The bigger the jig head with the bigger the minnow, obviously the bigger a fish. But if you guys are going out in the boat or going out in a boat and you want to go to pretty much any lake, here you tie this on, and there's various colors, and you can pick different colors depending on lake. There's actually fish in certain lakes here that vary in what kind of color or what kind of size that they prefer, and you're gonna have to do your own research on that or try yourself. White I found works in a lot of the lakes around us, and so I use white a lot. Green is really good. But yeah, so you tip that with a minnow, and you literally, and we will show you in a video coming up, it's scheduled that we'll be showing you, and we go catch some walleye, and you literally just jig this off the boat, you drop it down to the bottom. So you drop it all the way down to the bottom, and you want to reel, so it's sitting, so your line stops going to slide, and you reel it up 5 or 6 inches from the bottom. So the bottom is here, and you want it around here, and then you just slowly jig it like this, and the walleye and sometimes pike and pretty much any fish in Alberta will hammer these, and you can pull fish in all day long. With walleye, if you find a school, you'll be hammering them, and it's just a lot of fun. So this is one of my top 5 fishing with kids lures. Absolutely a nice chill day on a boat, you want to bring these. Our 4th best lure in Alberta,
Spinner.
Okay, the spinner. And these are great, excellent for trout. And in Alberta, you know, it is dominated by pike, walleye, and trout, and obviously your perch, your sauger, there's a few different kinds, but it's dominated by the pike, walleye, and trout. And if you're going to a body of water with trout in it, you need to definitely have a spinner in your tackle box. It's generally a treble hook with a fan blade, and you get bodies of different colors. This one has a bead, and my favorite kind is the Vibrax Blue Fox spinners, and you can get them in various different colors. You can get them in silvers, blues, pinks, and combinations of those colors, and they work so well for trout. You can check out our previous video where we go to local stock ponds, and we take these out and we just hammer.
Yeah.
We hammer trout. We went out for an hour and caught four trout. So these are just deadly for if you're going to stock ponds or you know you're going to you're not a big fly fisher, or fly fishing is difficult with kids and you want to just go out and you're going to a river or stream and you have spin rods or bait casters, these are what you want, your spinners. They're just absolutely phenomenal for catching trout, and they do catch other fish too. I've caught walleye on them, I've caught pike on them. They mimic a moth in the water when you're reeling them in. This spins like crazy, and it also causes a big commotion in the water, a big wave, and it just draws fish in from all over the place. And trout follow these pretty much every time because of their bright color and the spinning and the vibrating. They just bring in a lot of fish. So that's our number 4 lure for Alberta. Now our 3rd lure for Alberta is this.
Spinnerbait.
And the spinnerbait. The spinnerbait. This is a lure, and I'll admit, I had no idea that this even worked in Alberta, or even what it was about 5 years ago. Being an Alberta fisherman, we never even use these, and we don't know what these are generally. And I started visiting BC a lot and doing a lot of bass fishing. And bass fishing, these are bread and butter. And I learned that, and I started fishing for bass a lot using spinnerbaits, and they are just deadly for bass. And I wanted to try them out here in Alberta. So I brought it out here, and oh my goodness, I was hauling in pike every which cast I could do. And man, oh man, these spinnerbaits are unreal. Not only that, they're excellent to fish with kids because they are very safe compared to like normal Alberta hooks, as they only have one large hook. They're a large frame. They have these Vibrax spinners, and it literally looks like a school of fish swimming through the water when you pull it in. You can do your jerks, your drops, everything with this. Kids, they can just quick retrieve. They can bomb it in and chuck it out. It's really easy to cast because it's big and heavy. Get far casts with it, even if they screw up their cast. Mason loves fishing this thing. He's caught bass off it. I've caught hundreds of fish off of these specific spinnerbaits. Colors, I haven't gone through and like tested a million different colors of these yet in Alberta, because I'm just getting turned on to these. But oh man, me and my uncle went out pike fishing at Lackawanna, and we tied on these, and we couldn't even keep them off the hook. We were just having a great day out on the water. And you know what? I've caught walleye off them too, and I have to add these to my list because of how easy they are with kids, and just how much fun they actually are, and easy hook removals too. That one hook usually goes right through the lip, and it's usually such a nice, it's just awesome for fishing with kids. Oh, my second best lure for in Alberta fishing with kids.
Pickle Rigs.
Pickle Rigs, yeah. Now this is how you buy them. This is from Cabela's, and they have the springs and your frame, and then it comes with 2 hooks, snell tied hooks, and they're nicely tied, and you literally just loop them through. And then you need a sinking weight on the bottom. And every fisherman in Alberta, if you ask any fisherman that fishes any body of water here, they know very well about the Pickle Rigs. These are like the number 1 be-all, end-all to river fishing here in Alberta. So if you're going to the NSR, which is growing in popularity recently, it's becoming like number 1 fishing spot in Alberta. It's just unreal. You can check out our first video. Me and Mace go out there with Pickle Rigs and we catch pike and walleye, and right now they're massive. They're growing. There's a lot of good fishing at the NSR, and there's many different spots to go fish at them. And if you're going to the river, definitely need some Pickle Rigs. Pick up some worms and some minnows from your bait shop. Hook them on here in any order. I like worm on the bottom, minnow on the top, but it doesn't matter. You can get these at any of your Canadian Tire, Cabela's, Walmart. I've got them at like anywhere that sells fishing stuff will have Pickle Rigs. You grab that. The only downside to these when you're fishing with kids is they're a pain to cast, because you have like 10 feet of, well, not 10 feet, but a few feet of like rig before you, so you can't reel it in all the way, and it's like got to do a kind of a finesse cast because it's got a heavy weight and your bait flies off every time. It gets a little annoying. So that's the only downside to these with fishing with kids. But once you get it out there 20-30 feet away from you and it's in the river, you can just set your rod up and hang out, eat Doritos, and just generally just relax and watch your rod tip And once it, you see that tipping, there's nibbles, and then you'll see it kind of bend, pick it up, and you set that hook. It's a lot of fun. Even you watch that first video, Mason catches a pike or a walleye? I think it was a pike on it. Really fun and great for kids, these pickerel rigs. So make sure you guys, if you're gonna have stuff in your tackle box, definitely have a few of these kicking around. With some sinker weights, you gotta buy them separately, just so you know. Any kind of weight will do. Generally, I get the little teardrop sinking weights that you just tie to the bottom of this, and then you have your rest of your setup to the top. And we're gonna jump right into the final top lure. We're gonna jump right into the final top lure in Alberta, and this is, if you're going fishing in Alberta, you literally cannot be without this. And again, we're talking about catching fish, not going for trophies. We're not sitting there talking about the flukes and all that to get your #1 giant, massive pike. It is
a spoon.
A spoon, that's right. Len Thompson, my favorite company. They make the 5 of diamonds and the red devils, and Len Thompson always has the brass back. These are your religious lure fishing in Alberta. It'll catch literally every kind of species of fish that we have here, anything. We have caught everything from pike to walleye to suckerfish to perch to trout to like anything, pretty much anything in Alberta. You take this out with you and you are going to be hauling in fish all day long. My video I just filmed, we went to the beach for a family swimming day, brought this bad boy, tossed it out there, caught a pike. It's just, this is unreal. This lure will do you all sorts of amazing things in Alberta. You're not going to want to be without it. And also the red devil, it's another color of this, and the red devil and the 5 of diamonds are your like go-to here in Alberta. So this is like hands down, you want to have a few of these kicking around in your box. Various sizes too, because obviously the bigger the spoon, the bigger the fish. We like to fish with like a normal 00 around there, so we make sure we're catching fish. But once I've caught a few, I like to upsize so that I can try and catch big fish. But anyway, so these are our top 5 lures in Alberta for making sure that you guys can catch fish and make sure you're bringing out the right stuff in your tackle box. Now, Mace, which one of these 5 is your favorite to fish with?
Spoon.
The spoon? Yeah, how come?
Because how smoothly you can do anything. You can jig, you can
you can jig with these, yeah.
You can like not even do anything and just reel.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can do anything.
Absolutely, and they catch fish all the time. That's why he likes this lure the most, because he's caught the most fish with it. And you can jig with these. I have ice fished with these actually. Drop it down in your hole and you sit there and you just jig with your rod, and I've caught in pike jigging with this in winter. And yeah, so again, these are your bomb. You don't need any bait, you don't need anything. You just tie this on and chuck it out, and you can throw it in deep, in shallow, wherever you want. So there you go, guys. There's our 5 best lures in Alberta. Thanks for joining us on another episode of Family Fun Fishing. Make sure to tune in every week, as we're dropping content every Saturday and trying to fill in videos in between, so just stay with us. And yeah, check out our previous videos as we showcase a lot of these lures and showing you how we catch fish with them. You can see how we retrieve and everything, but we try not to keep anything complicated, because we want you to catch fish with your kids and show everything that you guys can do. So make sure to like and subscribe our video, and so we can keep bringing out this kind of quality content for you guys. And
Fish on!
Fish on! Catch you guys on the next one.